Happy Vlogmas Day 2, guys. I ain't gonna lie, your girl is struggling right now. I just got to work. We had a delayed start today because of the snow. Hopefully y'all can hear me. But anyways, so your girl just got to work, delayed start on delayed start. But I'm about to run to Starbucks really quickly and get me a couple things. So you guys are gonna try some drinks with me. And by drinks, I mean 1 or 2 drinks I'm gonna try. They have this new protein type of frappe or latte, I don't know, but since it's Christmassy vibes, we're going to try the Christmas drinks. And then we're also going to do my makeup look. I literally just said last night in my video, I'm like, I want to stop doing my makeup at work. We're still working on that. We still got like 28 days of the month left to break this bad habit. But yeah, let's go because I'm hungry. Eating breakfast from my cafeteria. Hi. Can I do 4 scrambled eggs with cheese? Yeah.
You want to take it out?
Welcome. Hi, beautiful people. Happy Vlogmas Day 2. As you guys can tell by the title, we're going to get into this Starbucks. We're going to do a story time. And also, I'm showing you guys my 5 to 10 minute makeup look, okay? So, I ended up going for the caramel cream brulee. Actually, I think it's caramel brulee cream hot chocolate. It's really good. I'm not really a coffee person, so I already knew that I was going to like this. Also, they added cinnamon dolce syrup in there. What I should have told them to do, I should have told them to add the little like crumb cookies that they add in the caramel brulee latte. That would have been fire, but nonetheless, it was really, really good. Okay. And before I start narrating, I think it's also necessary that I tell you guys that I took half of an edible before I decided to do this, or not decided to do this. I just did not think this completely through, so bear with me. Hopefully I make you guys laugh a little bit because I am completely unfiltered. So let's get into it. Okay, so I just thought of the funniest story, and I tell this story a lot to different people, but I'm going to be telling you guys the story time about how how me and my boyfriend in college got the police called on us a couple of times, and how y'all, I ain't even gonna tell y'all. I'm just gonna just tell the story, okay? So this was like my sophomore year. Yes, this was like my sophomore year of college, right? I was with my boyfriend at the time for at that point, I think it had been like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, so it had been 3 years at that point. And by that, actually, I think it was like 3 years. So by that point, when I was going into my sophomore year, we had been down there together for 2 years. So anyways, it's my sophomore year. I'm in the on-campus apartments. I'm feeling grown. Everything's going great, etc., etc. Fast forward, we get into a fight. I'm pretty sure it was a fight that he either started or that something that he projected or deflected on me. I don't know. It was really weird. He was a narcissist, right? So when we get into an argument, he tends to like yell and scream and things like that. I think it's also worth note that he was like 5'3". I'm 5'2", so he's 5'3", so he was short. I don't know if he had a complex or what. So we arguing, fighting, he's yelling and screaming. The way the apartments are built, they're like it's like a 2-story, but like 4 apartment type of apartment. So it's like 4 downstairs and 4 upstairs, right? So I think my apartment was downstairs, so we got people above us. So I'm like telling him like, hey, like, can you just be quiet? Can you stop? Because I think at that point we had got the police called on us 2 times prior to that. And I'm just going, I don't feel like doing this. That's ghetto. This is ridiculous. What's happening? Like, what's happening? And I'm like, and every time we get into it, they always end up coming to my apartment, even though I try to like, de-escalate the situation. So anyways, he doesn't be quiet. He's still hollering and screaming. He's in his feelings. And at this point, I'm worn out. I'm like, not only am I worn out, but I'm listening to my neighbors upstairs. They're basically like, I guess, banging on the floor, telling us to shut the fuck up and telling us they're going to call the cops. So I had a feeling we were going to get the police called because he just would not stop, right? So after I told him, can you please stop? They're going to call the police on us. Can you please stop screaming? Can you just bring it down? He's like, fuck that. Hell no, no. And then at the very last minute, I don't know if he just in his instincts knew to just leave when he left. But y'all, why a couple of minutes after he leaves, I see the police lights like from outside of my window, my bedroom window, right? And this time I'm looking like, bro, I'm not in the mood for like DV type of like questions and them asking what's going on. So y'all know what I did? Do y'all want to know what y'all girl did when the police knocked on my door? They knocked on my door, right? Y'all, I hid in my closet from the fucking police. I hid from the police. Like, I literally jumped in my closet. I had a lot of clothes in my closet, and I had just a bunch of stuff. I got in my closet. The door was kind of cracked a little bit to where when the lights were off, I can see their flashlight or whatever, right? So basically, when they were knocking on my door, I didn't come to the door, and then at some point they got the key. They had somebody go get the key, which I knew they were going to do, to come open up my apartment door to see if I was still here, or if we were still there. So they came in my apartment. I heard them. They kind of checked the room. Like, I had already turned the lights off. They were checking the rooms, and then all of a sudden, y'all, I see their flashlight, in my room. So now they're in my room. They never turned the light on. Actually, I think they may have turned the light on for like a second, and then they turned it back off or whatever. And I had to be quiet. The fact that I had to really not breathe that whole entire time. I don't even know what possessed me to jump in my closet. I don't know what possessed me to hide or whatever. I think I was just over it. And then when they left, I ended up texting or calling my boyfriend at the time. And I'm looking like, bro, this is why I told you to be quiet. I was like, they called the police and you left me there to deal with that. Man, we got into it like another fight, and that was a whole other thing. And then I think we ended up just making up after that because it had been like a stressful night. I'm like, y'all, that was one of my most toxic relationships ever. I have more story times about that if y'all ever want to hear them. But that was insane. Like, I really hid from the police, y'all. I don't need to be around no drama like that. But anyways, so we are coming to the end of my makeup look. This is my everyday 5 to 10 minute makeup look for work. Now that it's winter, I love getting into the blush look. I love doing using the blush on my eyelids as if it's eyeshadow, and it's really simple. It's really easy. I also like to put a little bit on my nose too. I don't know. I just think it's a really cunty look. So I'm going to pop a picture and a video up on the screen for you guys. This is how the look came out. I hope you guys like it. Try it. Let me know how you guys do. And I'll see you guys in the next video.